A very good evening to one and all present over here, students. I hope everybody's there and everybody's able to hear me clearly. Yeah, you can just show me thumbs up on the reactions in case if you can hear me. That's great. That's great. I can see that. That's enough. That's enough. Thank you so much. So this particular session is going to be all about the pattern of examination. That's we're going to talk about with respect to CBSE as a medium of education or CBSE board of education. So I would like to request all the 10th standard students, all the 12th standard students, for that matter, even 9th and 11th standard, you're going to get very good insights with respect to how the future of examination is going to be here, at least in this academic year. So I would like to welcome all the students. I'll make sure that the session is as productive as possible, as useful as possible. And also I'll make sure that we have some, experiencing exam kind of thing during the session itself. Well, when I say experiencing exam right now, I want to discuss the different type of questions that you will be getting in the exam. I'll be teaching you a concept of chemistry as well, probably in case of social or maths as well. Let's see if we have time. And I'll ask you certain questions which will be very much similar to what CBSE will be asking you all. And just not that, to just give you an experience of all these examinations and stuff like that, you can actually, download this mobile application called as Super Teacher Official. So the moment you download that app, you will have all the model question papers present over there. The whole session, I mean, whatever we are speaking right now, the complete video of that will also be going to be uploaded over there. And you will get the complete insights of, your exams. And just not that, on August 17th of August, you're going to have a mock test. A free mock test. In fact, you don't have to pay anything for that. And you'll get to understand how the questions are going to be drafted this time. August 17th. And to get the complete information, you can go to the app, Super Teacher Official, and the link of the app is going to be there on the chat. Am I seeing that? Absolutely. You can just click on that, and in the moment you click on the app, it will take you to a place from where you can download the app. So that's with respect to Super Teacher Official app. The people who are using Android phones, it's quite easy. Just go to the Google Play Store and type Super Teacher Official. You'll get that. There are some duplicates app as well in the name of Super Teacher. Do not get confused. Let me show you the actual one. It'll be written properly that it's Super Teacher Official, and it's not by Exceed. Don't get confused. Let me just open and show this to you. Here we go. And at the bottom, it will be written that it's by Education Door Media. See, this will be the symbol. I hope everybody's able to see this. 1 second. I'll just go with the speaker view. And here you are. You're able to see this, right? This is how it will look like. The logo will be the tree logo. That's great. Thank you so much. Just a moment. Just a moment. I'm adjusting my laptop for a moment. Great. Now it's perfectly all right. Yeah. So this is with respect to the mobile applications. I said too many information in a short time. I'll repeat it. Students, if you want to experience how the exam is going to be, you can attempt a free mock test that's going to be launched by Super Teachers on August 17th. And to know more about this particular examination, you have to download a mobile application called as Super Teacher Official. Download that app and you will get to know the complete details of it. Yeah. The exam is going to be on science and maths. You will have all the notifications in the app itself. And right after that, suppose if you want to talk about the test series, if you want to join a program to learn more about it, all those information are going to be there in the app itself. You'll also have this particular video which we are discussing right now, getting uploaded over there in the app. For the students who are using iPhone, I mean Android, just click on it and download. You'll be able to do it. If you're using an iPhone, then just make sure that the instructions are being followed. The name of the app would be My Institute. The moment you click on My Institute, it will ask for a code. You have to type the code KAPA, kapa. And the moment you download that, it will automatically take you there. Got the point? Yeah, as simple as that. As simple as that. So My Institute, just remember that. That's an important word. And code, organization code is kapa. It's there written on the chat. That's it. That's it. I'm not going to take much of your time. Now let me directly get to the point and discuss about what's exactly going to be there in the examination this time. So for that, I would like to share the screen and then show you one by one how it's going to work. So students, this time the whole CBSE, they're dividing the whole portion into two main areas. One is going to be term one, term two. One is going to be term one, the other one is going to be term two. With respect to term one, there's going to be certain portion, and there's going to be term two, and there's going to be certain portion for that. We are not going to have any portion of term two coming in term one, or term one going to term two. So it's going to be entirely two different things. The exam of term one is going to happen in the month of November, December, in 4 weeks window. So probably within 1 month, you'll have all the exams happening, all the subject exams. Similarly, for term two, it's going to happen in the month of March, April 2022. And at the time, again, it's going to be on a similar note. Now, some of you must be wondering, like, how are these exams going to happen? So these exams are going to happen in the form of MCQ tests, multiple choice questions. Just not that, multiple choice questions. I think all the students out there must be extremely happy. If you're not knowing an answer, just randomly put a tick mark. You'll be like, in pin, sipti pin, in pin out. Okay, this is definitely going to be the right answer. Karke, you'll put B or C as the right answer, and with that regard, you will get to know the complete understanding of the whole examination pattern. So English or science or maths, languages or social studies, it's going to be completely like that. So I would like to request all the students out there to prepare accordingly based on MCQ. Descriptive answers are easy. Sometimes whatever you write, they'll give you mark, but unfortunately MCQ has to be right. Only then full marks will be given. So there are two advantages of writing in MCQ, that you don't have to spend a lot of time in writing something. That's the first advantage. Second advantage is there is a very less chance that even if you do not know an answer and by mistake you mark something, that becomes right. So these are the only two advantages, but there are many disadvantages. Disadvantages are that you have to prepare the chapter very well. Jyoti or Pawan or Atharva or Spurti or Manu, you have to prepare the chapter very well, because the questions from same concept will be answered in different levels. Now, when I say levels, we will talk about competencies. There is something called as competencies. So let me actually show you how the exam is going to look like, and then probably you'll get the complete clarity. Here we go. I hope everybody's able to see the screen in 3 seconds. Yeah, you should be able to. 1, 2, 3. Watch this. Okay, so today I'll be discussing about the exam pattern, internal assessments, and a lot of things. So here we go. Let me come down. Yeah, so this time the exams are going to be where it's going to actually check your knowledge to a very deeper extent. So the academic session will be divided into 2 terms, which we discussed. 50% syllabus in each term, which we discussed. The syllabus for the board examination will be rationalized. That means there are cases wherein the whole chapter is not going to be there. There are cases wherein the chapter will be there, but some learning objectives will be taken out. There are cases where nothing will be taken out and the whole chapter is there. I hope you got the point. Yeah, so it is going to be rationalized depending upon the requirement. I will in fact tell you what is there, what is not there. In fact, in chemical reactions, there is a chapter in chemistry, right? Chemical reactions and equations. So you don't have the concept of corrosion or rancidity. It's totally taken away. In case of acids, bases, and salt, acids, bases, and salts, they have completely removed salts. Only acids and bases are there. So in this way, I'll show you exactly what is going to be the portion and what is not going to be there in that. So you can see the Tableau column which is going to follow. The third and the most important thing, students, this is something very important, and you have to take it very seriously. This time they are going to give lots of weightage to internal assessments. Now, what do you mean by internals? I think most of the students out there would have heard from the teachers, zyada masti mat karo, tumhara internals mere haath mein hai. Don't behave mischievously. Your internals is in mine hand. This time it is literally in their hand. In fact, it's in your hand as well. So you have to prepare really very deeply for internals. Internals mein kya hoga? Let us discuss that. So watch this screen. You are able to see this, everybody? Yes, you're able to see the screen. Yeah, that's great. So term one, you're going to have 50 marks. Term two is also going to be a 50 marks. This is quite simple to understand. The best part is the term one MCQ is going to be a 40 marks. Even in term two, it's going to be a 40 marks. But in term two, if there is no pandemic, then there are chances that the paper is going to become descriptive as well. And if it is becoming descriptive, then it's going to be 120 minutes, 2 hours exam. Just like the way you regularly write, it's going to be of same sort. Remember, whatever happens, term 1 is going to have MCQ. In term 2, it can be MCQ or descriptive as well, depending on the scenario. At that particular time, if India is COVID free, which I'm hoping for, at least during the exams, you can see your friends in the school. I do not know how much you're liking this kind of a situation. I would not like such a long leave in the school. I would prefer to go to the school rather, meet friends and have fun. But that important part is missing, I guess. But you guys are connected via mobile phones or games, Fortnite and Call of Duty or whatnot. I hope you guys are connected. But at the same time, please go to the school to write the exam. Let's pray for it. That's going to be term 2. But term 1, whatever happens, it's going to be MCQ test only. Clear? Now, internal marks or internal assessments are going to be 10 marks for both the terms. So term 1 MCQ internals, term 2 MCQ or theory and internals. But this internal examination is going to be further divided into 4 major areas. Listen to me very carefully. This is important. Periodic assessments, the first one. Multiple assessments, the second one. Subject enrichment marks, that is the third one. And fourth one is the portfolio. You're going to like portfolio. I'll talk about portfolio, what it is all about. These 4 are categorized even in the second term also. Now, what are these things? I'll talk about it. The moment you talk about periodic assessment, it is all about your unit test in the school. Whenever you complete a chapter, your teacher or school conducts an examination for 25 marks or 50 marks, and they give you, some grading for that. So periodic assessments are really, really important. So there are 3 periodic tests that will happen in the school, and the best of 2 will be selected. Now, this is a rule, but it depends upon the school how to conduct it. They might conduct 4, they might conduct 6. It's totally dependent on the school. This is going to be a proper exam right after completion of 1 or 2 chapters, and the teachers will be teaching you according to the marks that you have got. But they will note down your marks and keep it ready for adding it in the one of the categories. What is one of the categories? Periodic assessment category. Got that? Yeah. So right after periodic assessments, we have the second category called as multiple assessment. Now, multiple assessment is more oriented towards the work that you're doing in the school. That means, suppose if I have Ishan out there and I ask a question to Ishan, hey Ishan, did you complete this? So there is a way Ishan will be responding. There is a way, Dinesh will be responding, or Amanya or Ahona. You will all respond with a certain type. That response will also be taken into consideration, like your oral exams, the group work that you're doing, the class discussion that you're doing. If Aditya is fighting all the time with Akshay, or if Amrita is really very cooperative with Amarjeet and things like that. So your personal skills, interpersonal skills will be tested. Everything is going to happen. You're not going to write anything. This is more of observation oriented things. And the best part is, in case of multiple assessment, there is going to be peer assessment for the first time. So suppose if Anshika and Anushka are very close friends, and Anshika is asked, hey, do you know how Anushka is studying? Anshika should tell me truth. She should be like, Anushka is a very good girl and she's studying extremely good. She's fantastic. You can give her good marks. This is called as peer assessment. But suppose if Anshika and Anushka don't like each other, then Anushka is gone. Anshika is the worst girl in the world. Don't give marks at all, karke she'll tell. Well, don't worry about it. Teachers will take care of the authenticity, and they know how to get the right information from all the students. It will be asked from multiple people. So this is going to be self and peer assessment for the first time coming into picture, and this is called as multiple assessments. Your school will definitely tell you what are the different methods with which this particular area will be marked. Yeah, it could be quizzes, it could be project work, lots of other interesting activity. Do you understand, Shavi, Chandana? Yeah, you got the point, Devansh. Let's go to the next point. This is portfolio. How many of you over here have Facebook account? Yeah, you're not supposed to have, by the way. I don't know, 18 plus hona chahiye na? But Facebook account is kind of a portfolio of a person, like of a person. So say, for example, if Deepika has her own Facebook profile, she knows this is my name and that's my display picture. And about me section mein you write about yourself. And they have a lot of information out there. Let me not put everything over here. But the point here is, what Facebook profile is all about. It talks about you. In replication to that, portfolio is all about what kind of work that you have done in the school. That means Deepthi could have done a project, and she could have got a very good appreciation by the school principal and the teacher. She can mention that in the portfolio. It's just like your resumes. You know what resumes means? People use resumes to get job. People use resumes to talk about themselves. Daksh will write about himself and show someone, only that someone will come to know like about Daksh. Otherwise, nobody will know about Daksh, right? How will I know that Daksh runs a YouTube channel without he telling it to me? He has to say that in in the form of a portfolio or in the form of a resume, and that's called as portfolio. What does portfolio has to do with this? Yes, it has got to do everything in your 10th standard. Now what you're going to do is you're going to prepare the complete portfolio of yourself. What are the internals that you have done? What are the achievements you have done? What kind of project work that you have carried out? Your social studies teachers would have given you a task of to count the number of people in your apartment. Maybe that's a population based activity or something like that. Your science teacher would have given you an some kind of an activity to understand the morphology of a flower. Maybe you have to pluck it up and put it on the notebook, some kind of a project. You need to take the synopsis of all these things and put it in the portfolio. Now portfolio can be digital, it can be physical as well. I'm not really sure how the school is going to conduct it. We'll be talking about that later, but portfolio is really important for you to maintain. See how much they are thinking. CBSE, because at home you don't have any other work except playing games, right? You cannot put that, eating food, playing games. That's all the two things that we all do right now. We don't want that, unfortunately. So let us focus some time on preparing our own portfolios. So you have to be very, very careful in writing your own portfolio. Here also you will have self and peer assessment to quite some extent. Yeah. Finally, the last area. Now when we talk about portfolios, they talk about assessing it, how nicely this particular person has organized it, how nicely Dhairya has added the references, how nicely Dhanush has given the evidences of the document that he has taken help of the teachers. I hope everybody got that. So this is with respect to the portfolios. That's it. And the last is subject enrichment activities. I do not know, like how many of you have done this? Whenever you go to this chemistry lab or physics lab for the first time and you play around with some of the devices that's present out there, have you ever tried drinking dilute HCl? No, don't do that. It's very dangerous. Or tried drinking this ethyl alcohol? No. Or this copper sulfate blue color solution is quite fascinating. You'll be like, हाथ में डाल के देखते ना कैसा लगता है करके. Have you tried that? No. You're not supposed to do that, by the way. So these are some of the places where we get curious. Where if Riddhi is fighting with Shravya, suddenly what will Riddhi feel like? Take that dilute HCl and put it on Shravya's face. These are the places where you feel like playing around, and the labs, it quietly, I do not know, it's quite curious for us to know how it works. At least for me, I wanted to know acid kaisa jalta hai. I wanted to put acid on the floor and see how it reacts. But the point here is, at this time, they are going to check the students' investigatory curiosity. Nahi samjha na? I'll tell you how much a student is curious on exploring further depth of an activity. You perform something, what extra you can do out of that. So everybody know how to make a car. A car has got a steering wheel. It has got a four wheels out there. It needs to have some chairs or some benches with which people can sit on that. And of course, it needs to have a roof. Suppose if there is a student who want to go further and make a car which does not require petrol, how beautiful is that? Suppose if there is a student out there who wants to make a car that does not use any fuel from outside, but just consumes the fuel from the nature, probably a solar car. Now, all these things are investigatory areas where you want to further explore the enhancement of a particular topic that you're doing. Now, that's going to be tested in subject enrichment activities. Did you understand? So say, for example, if Naveen over here, he has been given a task of conducting a physics experiment. That means identify the watery substance that's present on the road. When you go near to that water gets lost. Do you know what is the answer to this question? Yeah, think about it. At the far distance, when you look at the empty road, all of a sudden you'll see that there's some watery kind of a substance, and when you go near, it's not going to be there. This is optical illusion. No, this is directly related to refraction of light, and that we call as mirage effect. Now that's called as subject enrichment activities. You will be given questions which are directly with real life scenarios. You need to understand the relevance of your concept that you have learned in the class and answer that particular question. Subject enrichment activities. This is interesting. And you know what? Most of the students out there will be very much happy to do this, because this is whatever you're learning, it has got some examples in real life. Yeah. So it is the understanding and skill development. You have to really know the topic to a large extent and apply the knowledge to the next level. For languages, you have the listening, speaking, reading, writing, which you're daily using. For science and maths, I spoke about investigatory spirit, right? And further explorations. For social science, it's all about arts and culture, life skills. There might be a question wherein they ask, who according to you is Adolf Hitler? Is he a hero or is he a villain? I don't know how many of you do you like Hitler, by the way? Do you know Hitler, who Hitler was? Adolf Hitler? Many of you? No? Yes, you know that, right? Yeah. So if he's a hero, you can just raise a thumbs up, or you can say hi. If he is a villain, you don't have to say anything. Share me your reactions. Okay, I can see that. That's great. That's great. Massive response. Okay, that's great. So many of you consider him to be a hero. That's great. Oh, okay, that's great. That's good. So you know him personally. Dost hai mera, right? Hitler. Anyways, that's great. So here in this case, social studies activities are pretty interesting because it forms perceptions. What do you think about that scenario? What do you think about Shah Jahan? What do you think about Akbar? The idea of planting trees on both the sides of the roads, that's amazing. The idea of having a huge monument with white marble, that's so beautiful. Even still, it stands top. All these things, you start liking things. I do not know how many of you over here are liking the subject social studies. If you're not liking the subject social studies, that means you did not get a good teacher. Trust me, this is one of the most beautiful subjects that you can ever come across. They have given little by little information, but so much deep into that. Start loving social studies, you will love life. Yeah. So that's with respect to social science. Then so science and maths, that's called as subject enrichment activities. Let me stop share the screen for a moment. What did we discuss so far? We discussed only one area called as internal assessments. I'll repeat quickly. Your exams are going to be divided into two major areas. One is going to be called as MCQ. Second one is going to be called as internal assessments. MCQ is going to be of 40 marks. Internals is going to be of just 10 marks. But that 10 marks is divided into so many branches. The first one is called as periodic assessment. Second one is multiple assessment. Third one is subject enrichment activities. And the fourth one is portfolio. Why are we focusing so much on internals? It's because suppose if there is pandemic even in November, December, if there is pandemic even in March and April 2022, your grades are going to be directly dependent on the performance on your internals. Remember that. And there are 99.99% chance Corona is not going to give up. It's going to be there in the month of November, December. It is also going to be there in the month of March and April. You have to focus on your internals to a large extent. Corona is like more of a COVID is like dost mera. It's just hanging out here and I have to hide. We both are playing hide and seek right now. If he finds me, then I'm done. So that's the case right now. So we cannot go to school that easily right now. So I request everybody to focus on internals. Whatever I spoke so far, closes internals. That's it. If you have any questions, you can ask me, you can make a note of it. You can put it on the chat a little later. Right now we have disabled the chat, but I'll definitely enable it in a few minutes. Yeah. So that's with respect to internals. Now comes the interesting part. Let me quickly summarize this so that you can see this. You're able to see this, right? Yeah. So class 10 board 1 exams 40 marks. It's going to be MCQ based. Including case-based MCQs and assertion reasoning type. So just like the way internals are divided into 4 different areas, even MCQs are divided into different types. I'll talk about it. Don't worry. The exam is going to be conducted between November and December 2021. More important question. Your questions, your question paper, whatever you're trying to solve, it will have 90 minutes for you to answer. 1.5 hours. That's quite decent enough. How many questions are going to come? We are still not ready with that. CBSE has still not said that how many, blueprint is still not released for that matter, but 90 minutes ka choice questions. That's interesting, right? It will cover only the rationalized syllabus. Now, how is this MCQ is going to be divided? All those details I'll talk about a little later, but now class 10 board, term 2 board exams, it's going to be mostly theory. In case the situation is not conducive for normal descriptive examination, a 90-minute MCQ based exam can be happen. Can happen. Can be conducted. Descriptive exam 90-minute MCQ based exam will be conducted at the end of the term 2. Exam conducted between March and April 2022. And this can happen in schools or some examination centers. So it depends if that time, if COVID is there or not. So based on that, it's going to happen. Now, if you ask me, is it going to be MCQ all the time? I'm not really sure about it. You have to check that. Duration is going to be 120 minutes if it's descriptive, and of course 90 minutes when it is MCQ based. It will cover only the rationalized syllabus of term 2. Yeah. So this is in short. If you want, you can take a photo of this particular slide. It will be very useful for all the students. But anyways, it's going to be there on Super Teacher official app. I would like to request all the students to download it as and when you get time right now. Term 1, term 2. So suppose in case of term 1, there's no lockdown, but there is lockdown in term 2. More weightage will be given to term 1. Because term 2 ka example lockdown tha. I'm not sure how did you write your exam. It just happened. So the weightage is given more to term 1. If there is lockdown now, if there is lockdown even next time for term 2, in both the cases, listen to me very carefully. Results would be computed on the basis of internal assessment, practical project work, and theory marks of term 1 and 2 exams will be taken by the candidate. Did you understand? That is why I said if lockdown is happening in both the times, internal assessments are going to be prioritized for giving weightage. So remember, periodic, multiple, subject enrichment activity, and portfolio. These are 4 major areas that you have to concentrate on. Your school will tell about it. Don't worry. Suppose in this case, there's no lockdown in term 1, no lockdown in term 2. This is like a fairy tale right now. Everything is happy. Everybody can go to the school. In that case, marks will be distributed equally between the 2 exams. No tension, ekdam chill. But you don't like this, right? I don't know. Do you like this? Yeah, of course, you should like this. Okay. So finally, term 1, you have lockdown. That means in the month of November, December. But no lockdown in case of term 2. More weightage will be given to term 2. That's it. As simple as that. So in this way, your exams are divided, students. And right now, I'm going to show you the portion. Yeah, I'll talk about MCQ test. I'll talk about the split up of MCQ test a little later. So far, I hope everybody understood how it's going to work. We discussed only 3 points. The first point was, what are the different types of exam? That means term 1, term 2. We discussed about MCQ and internals. We discussed about the split up of internals. We discussed about the lockdown, no lockdown scenario and how it's going to happen. Right now we are going to get into the details of the syllabus. Now, most of you must be wondering, kitna portion kata hai? You want the chapters to be eliminated, right? This is going to be a happy news. Lots of chapters are eliminated and some learning objectives from each chapter, that is also eliminated. You can be happy about it, but there are some interesting topics, easy topics that is deleted, which I'm not liking. Anyways, let's get into it. To just give you an understanding here, I have divided the whole Excel sheet, in green, in blue, and red. So if green, that means it's an existing syllabus. Blue, it is uncertain or without this impossible to understand the concepts. And red is removed syllabus. Don't worry, I'll explain it to you. Suppose here something is green in color. That means this is going to come in your exam for sure. Suppose if something is blue in color, CBSE did not mention anything about it, but without studying this, you cannot prepare further chapters. So say, for example, in chemical reactions and equations, writing a chemical equations, they have not mentioned. But to understand balanced chemical equations, I need to understand writing a chemical equation. Na? Yeah, so you just make sure that you have to learn this also. I'll give this to you. Yeah, I'll give this to all the things to you. Don't worry. You can look into the app. Now, the best part of chemical reactions and equations, they have removed the effects of oxidation reactions in everyday life. They have removed corrosion and they have also removed rancidity. I hope you're able to see that. Yeah. In case of acids, bases, and salts, that's another chapter. They've completely removed the salts. You can see that acids, bases are present, but the salt is not there. More about salts is removed. Family of salts is removed. pH of salts is removed. You don't have to study that at all. You just have to focus on the green areas back again. Similarly, when I go to metals and non-metals as a chapter, see, such a good news. We all should know about what are different metals and non-metals, but we need not know where did they come from, Madhumita. That means I don't really have to worry about the occurrence of metals, extraction of metals, enrichment of ores. All these things are removed. You know, the surprising part is life processes is there, light is there. There is one chapter called as the human eye, and वो लोग ने human eye उड़ा दिया. The name of the chapter is the human eye, but there is no human eye in the portion. They have removed it. They have removed power of accommodation. They have removed defects of vision and their correction. But they have refraction of light through a prism, dispersion, basically, atmospheric refraction, scattering of light. All these things are going to be there for the students. So in this way, for each and every chapter of maths, science, social, I've just made the chapters split up. You know, I just three and yeah, left and right pura nikal ke I have written it properly. You can access all of these information, don't worry about it. And to know more on the exams, key, you know, what are the questions that are going to come, you can attempt a free mock test that's going to happen on August 17th. You will completely understand the intensity with which the CBSE has prepared some question papers. Here again you can see area of triangle is removed in coordinate geometry. You'll be very happy with this, but similar figures might be there, so you can actually, you know, look into it. I'm just you know, going by slide, and that's it. Yeah, you can watch this, you can pause at one of the slides, this particular video, and see which are the things that are present and which are not. Okay. Yeah, so finally, next is the last part of the session, students, and after this we'll close this, and this is going to be the most interesting part. We are going to talk about something called as competency-based education system. Now, what do you mean by competency-based education? Anybody knows about it? Competencies. Now, say for example here, Sidhu or Manu or Prince or Kiran, you all are playing in one cricket team. You're all there in one team. Now, your team captain would definitely say that, hey, Sidhu, you go first. You open the match. Why? Because Sidhu has the competency of opening first. He knows how to open. He's very good at, you know, being very steady till the end of the game. And that's why Sidhu is launched over there. What if Prince is a big hitter? So Prince will come down the line after one or two is down, and then he'll hit smash and get good runs. So here in this case, Prince is going to act as a hitter, a smasher. So the competency of Sidhu is going to be more on hitting. Game is one called as cricket, but the competencies can change. Competencies actually mean how much effectively or efficiently you do a work. Is Spurti is good at drawing, or you know, Madhumita is good at drawing. If I compare both of their drawings, Spurti will be good with mandala art. Maybe you know, Madhumita will be good at glass painting or something like that. So competencies matter. Now this time, what are you good at? How effectively or efficiently you're going to learn things? How nicely you're going to put it on the paper? I'm going to test that. Now that's where, you know, MCQ plays a key role. Competency based examinations are really important, and it is going to be the future. Most of you might know about the preparation for IIT. Are you doing that? Yeah, most of you might know about you know, all these common entrance exams where they ask about aptitude questions on maths, you know, a lot of questions with respect to developing your, you know, skill sets on thinking, logical reasoning, the different types. On a similar basis, MCQ is divided into four major areas. The first one, we saw internals are divided into four areas. Now MCQ is divided, is getting divided into four areas. The first one is called as simple MCQ. Very simple MCQ. Second one is called as complex MCQ. Oh, complex. Yeah, complex. Now complex ke baare mein I'll talk a little later. The third MCQ is going to be related with assertion and reasoning. Assertion and reasoning. You can make a note of it in case if you would like to. Let me share my screen and show this to you right away. Otherwise, you'll get confused. And these MCQs are going to really test. And finally, the fourth one is going to be called as case-based MCQs, case-based studies. Where is it? Are you able to see? Yeah, you are able to see this. So the first one is going to be simple MCQ. Second is complex MCQ. The fourth one, the third one is case-based multiple choice questions, and the fourth one is assertion and reasoning. Now, what are these things? I'll talk about it. Simple MCQ is all about one direct question, and they'll ask you an answer. What is the capital city of India? You have to make the right answer. Mumbai or Chennai? Delhi. Option hona chahiye. New Delhi should be the option. Yeah, you know that. That's a simple MCQ. What is complex MCQ? Complex MCQs are further divided into two major types. Let's see that. So here in this case, I'm giving you an example of simple MCQ. Sanjay added a few drops of phenolphthalein indicator to a colorless solution, which turned pink. Which of the following could be the nature of the solution? Acidic, basic, neutral, either basic or neutral. You know the answer? Yeah. Anyone out there? Come on, if you know the answer, just put it on the poll. I'm launching a poll right now. I hope everybody knows what poll means. You can see that there is a poll right in front of you. Yahan pe, for the question, which is the right answer? A, B, C, D. You can just mark that over here. Now I have asked a question from chemistry. I do not know how many of you have prepared this. That's don't worry if it's right or not. You just randomly mark the answer. I just want to give you an experience of how to mark answers on poll. Yeah, you got that. So here in this case, Sanjay added a few drops of phenolphthalein indicated to a colorless solution, which turned pink. Which of the following could be the nature of the solution? Is it going to be acidic, basic, neutral, either basic or neutral? Come on. Oh my God. 250 people have answered, or like 260 people have answered uh, in around 430 students. I mean, that's a massive number. 280 right now. Let me end the poll. The moment I end the poll, I can share the results. You can see that option A has been marked by 100 people out of 279. Option B by 119 people. I'll tell you the right answer. The colorless liquid got changed to pink. That means the moment you add phenolphthalein to a solution, if it turns pink, it has to be basic in nature. So everybody who said the answer to be A, C, D are wrong. The right answer is B. B for basic. Let's go to the next question. Complex MCQ. Here we are. There are two types: multiple selection type and sequencing or ordering type. Multiple selection type or sequencing or multiple selection means there might be 3 or 4 statements, and you have to tell which statement is true, which are the 2 statements which are true, which are the 3 statements which are true, something like that. I'll show you. Would you like to see that? Here we go. Which of the following is a physical change? Melting of ice, burning a paper, tearing a paper, and boiling of water. Physical change. And here you can see that A, 1 and 2, B, 2 and 3, they've given the options. Are you ready to answer this? Come on, let's just try that. I'm not testing your knowledge. Just try this. Let me see who first answers. Okay. 1, 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4. No, 2 and 3. Think about it. Think about it. Okay, there is a good response out there. Which of the following is a physical change? MCQs are interesting. See this. You know, physical change, but there is no new substance formed. You know that, right? Yeah, chemical change, but there's new substance formed. You read this somewhere in your 7th standard, if I'm not wrong. Let's see how many people marked. Okay, around 250 people have answered. And everybody who sent the answer to be okay. Okay, there's massive change in the leaderboard. Okay. Okay, you're right. So everybody who said the answer to be A, B, and D are wrong. The right answer is C. Yeah, let me share the results. And majority of you have done that. So this is with respect to complex MCQ. One type is called as multiple selection. Tough tha kya? It's not complex, right? It's easy, right? Let's go to the next question. Yeah, in this type of question, it is called a sequencing and ordering. You will get different statements which are presented in different order. You have to arrange it. Yeah, this is very simple. Morphology of butterfly. So identify the correct order of the stage and life cycle of butterfly. Egg, caterpillar, pupa, adult, or pupa, adult, egg, caterpillar, caterpillar, egg, adult, pupa, or adult, pupa, egg, caterpillar. I do not know how many of you know this, but I'm still launching this. Watch this and tell me the right answer. Come on, students. Okay. Okay. You should know this. Don't make a wrong answer. Okay. So many students have attempted this. Nearly 270 students so far. Good job. Keep attempting. You know the answer, right? That's great. So everybody who said, let me stop the poll. Let's go to the further questions. Everybody who said the answer to be B, C, D are wrong. The right answer is A. And I can see 226 people have done that. Good job, students. Yeah. Now comes the last part. No, not the last part. I think we discussed simple. We discussed complex, which is further divided into 2 major areas. Complex can be divided into 2 major areas. One is called as multiple selection. Yeah. The second one is called as sequencing or ordering. So we have completed these 2 types. Now comes the third question type called as case-based study. Now this is something which we have prepared, and watch this very carefully. Even if you do not know something, students, you know, case-based questions are very interesting for us to gain knowledge. See, I do not know how many of you know about oxygen concentrators, but watch this question. During the recent pandemic times, there was a sudden rise in the requirement of oxygen in the hospitals. Do you know that, by the way? As a result, oxygen concentrators were high in demand. was too high. People were buying oxygen cylinders at such a high price. I do not know if you know this. Some of you might know. There are two variants of oxygen concentrators. Now, what do you mean by oxygen concentrator? To increase the concentration of oxygen, right? One is air-based, which produce oxygen from the air by removing the other constituents. You know that, right? Whenever, like, what does atmosphere consist of? It consists of 21% oxygen, 79% nitrogen, and the rest of the gases here and there. So this 21% of oxygen is removed. No, nitrogen is removed and oxygen is kept. That's air based. The second one is the water based, which produce oxygen by splitting the water. Water is H2O and you have oxygen over there. So they remove the hydrogen ions and they get the oxygen out of that by passing electricity. Now, these missions were literally lifesavers for the patients during the COVID. This is called as the case. Now, this particular case is going to be discussed with all of you right now, and questions are going to be asked on that. Are you ready to answer them? Here we go. The first question. Watch this very carefully. I'm going to launch the poll right after this. Okay. There was an answer on the question itself. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. I'll remove that quickly. Okay. I'll put it over here. And I'll make sure that you don't copy. As simple as that. Come on. Yeah, oxygen concentrators. I don't know how many of the students know about it, but anyways, here we go. One second. I'm so sorry, students. I'm so sorry. It's getting stuck. Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck. 1, 2, 3. Done. I'm sharing the screen right away. I'm sharing the screen right away. You have to answer the first question. 1, 2, 3. Watch the screen. Yeah. What changes are going on in the air-based and the water-based oxygen concentrators while they are producing oxygen? This is the question. Physical changes in both, chemical changes in both. Air-based में physical chemical change, water-based में physical change. Air-based में physical change and water-based में chemical change. Would you like to answer the question? Are you ready for it? Let me relaunch the poll. Let me relaunch the poll. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, you can answer the question. Come on, start answering the questions. What changes are going on in the air-based and water-based oxygen concentrators? Okay, that's a good response out there. You guys are going to have it nicely from me. You're not going to like the response. Many students. Come on, think about it. Think about it. I'll give you more questions. See, these are the type of questions that's going to come in our exam in CBSE right this year. That's the reason I'm focusing so much on writing this. Okay. I'm stopping the poll. Everybody who said the answer to be A, C, D are wrong. The right answer is B for ball. Let me show that to you and present. I'm so sorry. Zoom is giving up. End poll. I'm sharing the results. Watch this. No, yeah. So in this case, let me share the screen. Yeah, everybody who said the answer to be A, B, C are wrong. The right answer is D. D for Delhi. I think I by mistake said B. No, not B. It's D. D for Delhi. So here in this case, what changes are going on the air base? So air base, it's physical change. Water based, it's chemical change. So that's why I think majority of the students have gone with D as the right answer. A, B, C is wrong. Let's go to the next question. Watch this very carefully. Which type of reaction takes place in the oxygen producing process in the water based concentrators? Come on. Combination, decomposition, displacement, double displacement. I'm relaunching the poll in 3, 2, 1. Watch this. You don't have to study chemistry for a long time. That's okay. Just try to answer these questions. This is how it's going to come in the exam. It's decomposition reaction or it's displacement. Think about it. You're all doing great. So far it's right. Very good number of students giving the right answer. Okay. That's great. Okay. And here comes the last part. So everybody who gave the answer to be okay. Come on. That's great. I'm stopping the poll and I'm sharing the results. So everybody who gave the answer to be A, C, D are wrong. The right answer is B. And that's why majority have gone with B as an option. It's a decomposition reaction. Absolutely. Last question. Now here in this case, I've given the reasoning also. In the splitting of water in the water-based concentrated, which energy is the driving factor? Light energy, sound energy, thermal energy, electrical energy. Would you like to know? I'm stop sharing. I'm stopping to share, whatever it is. Yeah, relaunching the poll on your screen. Come on, students, tell me the right answer. Yeah, absolutely. Very less students are giving wrong answers. I really like this part. Good job, good job. That's great. That's great. Keep answering. Keep answering. In the splitting of water in the water-based concentrator, which energy is the driving factor? Absolutely, electrical energy. Yeah, electricity is used. See, I've written it down in the explanation area. You should know that. I'm ending the poll and I'm sharing the results. Yeah. Anyways, this is another question, fourth question, which I didn't want to take. So like in this particular way, the questions are going to be divided. Now, what happened? They gave a case. And looking at the case, they had 4 questions or 5 questions. So depending upon the case study, you should start answering the questions. I'll tell you something, 20% of your whole question paper is going to be case based. So suppose if you have 20 questions in all, 4 questions are completely going to be on case-based studies. So be ready for that. 4 questions. I think 1 case or 2 case will come and you have to start answering it. By the way, you guys actually answer case-based studies since a long time in case of languages. You remember comprehension? There used to be a passage, read the passage and answer the questions below. It's very similar to that. Absolutely. Yeah. Now comes the last part of the question paper, which is called as assertion and reasoning type. Now, in case of assertion and reasoning type, you won't have to take much of a pain. You just have to, click on one of the options based on the 2 statements that are given. Now, say, for example, assertion, all concentrated acids are strong and all dilute acids are weak. Reason, strong acids have lower pH than weak acids. Here, the question options, look at the options. Both are correct. And the reason is the correct explanation of the assertion. Both are correct, but the reason is not the correct explanation of the assertion. Assertion is correct, but the reason is wrong. This is called as assertion and reasoning, students. So they'll give 2 statements and they'll ask you if it is right or not, which is right and which is not. That's called as assertion and reasoning. You really have to, know a particular topic in very detail to answer such kind of a question. Here in this case, D is the right answer, and concentration of an acid or a base does not depend upon the dilution of it. As simple as that. Yeah, so that's what they're talking about. Strength of an acid, in fact, is independent of the concentration. I'm sorry, I gave a wrong statement. Strength of an acid is not dependent on the concentration. As simple as that. So in this way, you have assertion and reasoning. And to answer all these questions, students, I have properly taken down the different competencies. Now, when I say competencies, watch this very carefully. You might want to see this. And here we are. Watch this. So every chapter or every subject that you're studying is going to be divided into these areas. Knowing means knowledge and understanding. Applying, the ability of a student to apply that particular knowledge in real life scenarios. You all know that if a car moves and if the tire gets punctured, you need to change the tire. How do you know that? Because you've studied about it. You shouldn't have flat tire. You need to have a tire filled with air so that there is proper grip in the car and the car moves smoothly, right? That's application of knowledge in the real life. And finally, reasoning. To understand why this happens, why every morning sun rises exactly at 6:30, and why does it rise little early in summer and little late in winter? You should know about it. That's called as reasoning. And depending upon the competencies, depending upon the level of your knowledge, the marks are divided. So the knowledge knowing aspect is given 50% in one question paper. 50% of your questions is going to be on knowledge, and easy it's going to be 30%, medium 10%, and difficult 10%. So total 50%. Applying में 30% questions थोड़ा tough होता है. That's the reason they are giving 30% over here. Easy 10%, medium 10%, and difficult 10%. Finally, reasoning are really tough questions. You need to understand the topic completely, thoroughly to answer these questions. 20% of questions are going to be that way. And here there's no easy question. It's either medium or difficult. So these are the competencies that we have seen. I hope everybody got an idea, students. I'll quickly revise the whole thing. We'll conduct a small activity and we'll close the session. I hope everybody understood the whole approach of MCQs, the approach of exams that's going to happen. I'm even guiding you all with learning objectives of each topic, what would happen, the kind of questions, all these things will be shared with you, provided you fill up the forms that's going to come on the chat, attempt the exam that's going to come on your super teacher official app. So you will be called, you will be given with all the references one by one. So here in this case, let me quickly stop share the screen. The last part, I'm going to explain one small thing and you'll get the complete understanding of it. And here we go. Yeah, so the whole thing I'm going to quickly revise. Listen to me very carefully. Students, this time the exam is going to happen for like in 2 terms, term 1, term 2. Term 1 is going to have a certain type of questions, and term 2 is also going to have certain type of questions, but compulsorily term 1 is going to have MCQ based questions. Yeah, and term 1 will also have internal assessments. So MCQ is going to be of 40 marks, internal is going to be of 10 marks. Similarly for term 2, it's going to be MCQ based or descriptive, depending upon lockdown, no lockdown situation. And there also internal marks, 10 marks is going to be there, as simple as that. We understood that internals are divided into 4 major areas. Deepti, what are the 4 major areas? You know that? Periodic assessments, multiple assessments, subject enrichment activities, and finally portfolios. These are the 4 areas. MCQs are divided into further areas. What are the 4 areas? MCQs, simple MCQ, complex MCQ. Complex is further divided into 2 areas. You remember sequencing and ordering and multiple selection. And right after complex, you have assertion and reasoning and case-based study. So for clear, this is the complete setup of it. Now, depending upon lockdown and no lockdown situation, either the exam can happen in the school or at your home. If there is no lockdown, that's the best part. You all get to see your friends. You go to school and write the exam. Equal weightage is going to be given. But if there is lockdown now and later it is not there, that means term 1 may lockdown, term 2 may no lockdown. Term 1 ke lockdown may your exams will be conducted online or maybe offline. You'll be sent with question papers, but it will happen at home. But the weightage will be given to term 2 more because tabhi lockdown nahi hai. I hope you got the point. Similarly, if there is no lockdown now, but lockdown in the future, term 1 will be given more weightage, but MCQ type of questions only is going to come. I hope you got the point. There need not be any question of term 1 is going to be descriptive or MCQ. Whatever happens, it's going to be MCQ based only. And the examination time is going to be of 90 minutes. As simple as that. Later, we discussed about different type of competencies. MCQs itna aasan nahi hai likhna. You need to understand the topic in clear detail. That's it. That's it. So these are some of the things which we have discussed. Finally, one last activity, a small quiz program. And right after that, you can carry on with your day and you can start attempting the mock test on August 17th, which is going to be launched on Super Teacher official app. You'll be getting the link of the same. The complete video which we are discussing right now is again going to be there in that particular app, and you can download it and have the complete look of it. Everybody clear? Pretty cool. That's it. That's it. Let's quickly get onto the subject. So what I'm going to do now to make this whole thing little interesting, I am going to teach you something related to chemistry. Yeah, I'll not take much of time. मैं bore नहीं करूँगा. बहुत simple होगा. I'll take just 5 to 10 minutes maximum, and you'll like this. And right after this, your concepts on acid, bases, and salts is going to be really thorough. You don't have to prepare that all over again, Divya. I guarantee that. Yeah, here we go. So I'm going to discuss about a topic in chemistry, and right after that, I'll ask you certain questions and you have to answer them, just to give you an understanding of what competency-based exams are. All the very best. Here we go. So I am going to show you the slide where, yeah. So students, watch this very carefully. Substances that are found on Earth can be categorized into 3 major areas. Any substance for that matter, acids, bases, and neutral. Can we divide ourselves as like Vidya is acidic, Ishant is basic, yeah, Nitin is neutral? ऐसा हो सकता है? नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होता. Yeah, so basically acidic, basic, and solid, it's the substances we are talking about. For example, vinegar and lemon juice are common examples of acidic substances. Lime water and milk of magnesia are common examples of basic substances. Now, lime water is totally a different thing, and lemon juice is the extract. Yeah, like don't mix it with water. It's different altogether, a different concept. Sodium chloride, which is common salt and water, are neutral in nature. Yeah. Now, what is the guarantee that I bring a colorless liquid in front of Lisha and ask her, hey, drink this? What is the guarantee that it's water? We don't know. So to check if something is acid, base, or neutral, we have some indicators present. मुंह पे डाल के देखो, अगर मुंह जल गया तो उसको एसिड बोलते हैं. No, that's not the way you're supposed to do. But in that case, face is the indicator or the floor is the indicator. You're not supposed to do that. Suppose if you have some reagents, like some indicators like phenolphthalein. If I put phenolphthalein in a colorless liquid, and if it turns pink, then it is called as basic. If it does not change the color, either it is acidic or it is neutral. So far clear? That is what we have written over there. Phenolphthalein indicator is used to distinguish between acids and bases. The indicator turns pink with basic substances and remains colorless with acidic or neutral ones. Yeah. One more test is there. Sometimes what happens now, if you're not well and if you go to the doctor and the doctor says that you are severely mad, you don't trust the doctor. You go back to another doctor to check if you're really mad or not. That's called a second opinion. Did you get the point? Yeah, I'm just using a wrong example, but I hope you got the point. So in that way, that second opinion ke liye, yahan pe I have pH scale. Now pH scales also determines if a substance is acid, base, acidic, basic, or neutral. So for that, if the pH number is less than 7, it's called as acidic. If the pH number is greater than 7, it's called as basic. If the pH number remains 7, that is neutral. That's it, students. These are the things that you need to know. An acid and a base react with each other to form a salt and water, and that's called as neutralization reaction. Khatam, acid bini, base bini, that's neutralized. Now, based on this particular concept, whatever we have learned, I'm going to ask you certain questions. Watch the screen very carefully. Let me see who first answers all these questions one by one. Now, here you will understand how CBSE has nicely played with one concept of acid, basis, and neutral, and so many questions are possible. Are you ready for it? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. The first question on your screen, Sarthak. Watch this. Demonstrate knowledge. Sanjay added few drops of phenolphthalein indicator to a colorless solution, which turned pink. Which of the following could be the nature of the solution? You have the options, and I'm going to launch the poll right now. You can see it on the screen. Come on, start answering the question. That's great. That's great. Answer the question as fast as possible. Sanjay added a few drops of phenolphthalein indicator to a colorless solution, which turned pink. Which of the following could be the nature of the solution? Acidic, basic, neutral, either basic or neutral. That's great. Almost all the students have answered. No, not yet. Come on, guys, participate. You're going to like this. I'm going to wait for 5 more seconds. Come on. Done? And let me stop. I end the poll and I share the results. Everybody who said the answer to be acidic, neutral, either basic or neutral, you're wrong. The right answer is basic. And that's great. Most of the students out there have marked the answer to be basic. Let's go to the next question. Watch this. Sanjay added few drops of phenolphthalein indicator to a solution, which then turned pink. Again, same. Which of the following could be that solution? Yahan pe it is milk of magnesia, which is acidic. See, this is called as understanding. You should know if milk of magnesia is acidic or basic. It is lime water, which is basic. It is sodium chloride, which is neutral. It is vinegar, which is basic. Watch this. Watch this. I'm going to launch the poll right now in 3, 2, 1. Answer the question. Okay. Okay, there's a massive response, and again I can see this maximum number of maximum number of people going for the right answer. I'm really surprised. Good job. Keep it up. Keep answering the question. Come on. 250 people have answered so far. I want more participation. Students, trust me, it's very, very interesting to answer MCQ questions, provided you know the answer. I'm ending the poll right now, and I can see that everybody who marked the answer A, C, D are wrong. The right answer is B. It is lime water, which is basic. Absolutely, it has to be. It cannot be A. Milk of magnesia is basic in nature. It cannot be C because it's turning the solution pink. And it is vinegar, which is basic. That option itself is wrong. Vinegar is actually acidic in nature. Let's go to the next question. Watch this very carefully. This is going to get tough. This is going to get tough. 1 drop of phenolphthalein indicator was added to 2 beakers with transparent liquids X and Y. So there are 2 beakers, right? Liquid X turned pink while Y remained colorless. This became pink, but this was always colorless. A drop of liquid X from the first beaker was further added to the beaker Y. Yahan se nikal ke yahan pe ek drop dala. But there was no change in the color of Y. What can be said about the nature of liquid Y? Think about it. It's not going to be easy. I'll launch the poll in 5 seconds. This is where application of knowledge comes into picture. You have to think, why does it work? Why does it not work? Yeah, launching the poll in 3, 2, 1. As the going gets tough, the tough gets going. Come on, students. This is interesting. Many people are giving the right answers. Many people are giving the wrong answers as well this time. See how nicely they're tricking you. It's very simple. It's very simple. Think about it. I can see many students marking option B, C, D, A. Okay, I'll wait for a few more seconds. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let me stop the poll and let's see. And I'm sharing the results. See, students, you can see that uh, many students have marked, most of the students have marked option A, 90, but many people are considering option C also, 84. And some people are considering option B and D and B. There's a confusion. Well, everybody who said the answer to be B, C, D are wrong. The right answer is A. It should definitely be acidic in nature, because even after putting that, okay, I get got the next question. Even after putting a drop of liquid from here to there, it did not change its color. That means it definitely has to be acidic. And I'm actually taking basic and putting it over there. If it is neutral, it should change a little bit to pink, na? Not understood. Some of the should, array yaar, I knew this, but I marked it wrong. Let's go to the last question, students, and then close this. Watch this very carefully. A soil sample from an agricultural field turned phenolphthalein indicator pink. These fertilizers are available for use. Okay. P, Q, R. The fertilizer P has pH of 7. Fertilizer Q has a pH of 5.5. And fertilizer R has a pH of 8.5. You know the numbers, right? If broccoli, which requires neutral soils, is to be grown there, which fertilizers should be used? Only P, only Q, only R, either P or Q. Let me see who first answers this. I am launching the poll in 3, 2, 1. Start answering it. I'll wait for some time. Okay, that's a good response out there. See, it's the same concept and you guys are getting confused. You'll be surprised this time. You're not going to be happy. No? Happy? Let's see. I'm stopping the poll in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The moment I end the poll, you can see that many people have marked the answer to be option A. Some people have marked the option to be B. Some people have marked the option to be C and D. It's a gradual, it's forming a pattern over here. But everybody who said the answer to be A, only P you said, right? Only Q and R. Everybody who said the answer to be A, B, only Q is like, okay. A, C, D are wrong. The right answer is B. Yeah, only Q is the right answer. So 84 students here in this case have given the right answer, because it has to be. See, it's turning pink. The soil is getting turned pink. That means it's basic in nature. I need to add a little bit of acid to neutralize it. Are you getting that? Yeah, for this particular neutralization, you need an acidic fertilizer. Yeah, that's how fertilizers are chosen. So most of you are like knocked out over there. Did you get the point? That's it. So here in this case, I've come to the end of the session, and I hope everybody got an idea of how it works. I hope you enjoyed the way the question papers are prepared. You can put your comments on the chat as well. I'll enable the chat for some time, and in the meanwhile, I would request the super teacher team members to please give the students, please copy the the whole thing and keep it the chat from where the app has to be downloaded and things like that. Yeah, so in this case, I hope everybody understood how it actually works, how with respect to question papers it's going to happen. In case if you have any doubt, any questions, if you want to talk to me, you can talk to me anytime. But first you have to download this app. The students can purchase a test series. That means if you would like to know multiple questions, if you want more number of it, you just download the app. There are a lot of test series which is already coming. I will be launching it out for multiple subjects. As of now, I have science and maths. I'm preparing it for English. I'm preparing it for social science. And the ones which are ready, you can already avail it. And if you want to and access the others, download the app and keep. Every Sunday, mostly I'll meet you all at this particular time. And I'll give you complete guidance on how the exams are going to be split up. Yeah, I hope you got the clarity. Yeah, don't worry, man. Studies are very simple. MCQ is like really interesting to happen. You can't, the topper of the class who studies everything, सब mug up करके आके एग्जाम में लिखेगा, उसको 100 out of 100 मिलेगा ना, वो बच्चे को भी 100 out of 100 नहीं मिल सकता है. You have to learn. The backbenchers are very happy now, क्योंकि देखो पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है. You can simply lift up your OMR sheet and show your students, your friends, hey मेरा देख, first का A, second का B. But you can't copy as well because the questions will be shuffled and a lot of things are going to happen. As and when CBSE releases multiple circulars, I'll come and talk to all of you. So make sure that you're there on the app, and you visit this website called as Super Teacher Official, jahan par there'll be something called as upcoming events. So from there you can directly register for such kind of events. You can even see all these things in YouTube. Super Teacher Official is the channel. Many people will be talking about it. Yeah, you can follow one of them. I'll anyways be keeping on topping, I will anyways be talking like this for every Sunday, on every Sunday. Yeah, that's it, students. That's it from my side. It's time for me to go have tea, put on my headphones and start playing games. It's Sunday, hai na? It's a good time. I hope everybody's there into gaming. Get involved. India mein gaming is going to come as a future. It's really booming up right now. Thank you so much. It was great interacting with all the students. Mock test on August 17th. It's a free mock test, requesting every student to please participate in that and understand how much you know in your 10th standard portions right now. And if you do not know much about it, don't worry about it. I'll be there to help you. You can buy test series across, and you can even buy the academic intervention. I mean, the support that is required to, answer such kind of questions. It's there in the app. Okay, shall we close it? Is it time? Chalo. Have a nice time, students. If you enjoyed the session, you can turn on the video for a second, say bye and leave. Yeah. Thank you so much. Carry on. Have a nice time. It was great interacting with all the students. Enjoy your day. Take care. Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye, everyone. Have a nice time. I'll see you again in the next Sunday. Keep preparing. November ke liye bhi bahut time hai, so don't get worried about it. Yeah. Have a nice time. Whatever updates are coming, I'll keep posting it on, the Super Teacher Official channel, even on the app. So just follow it. Thank you so much. Hey, Sidhu, have a nice time. Bye, man. I like your headphones. Yeah, carry on. Take care. Take care. I'll see you again. Ta-da. Got that? Got that? There are some questions. How many marks are required to take science in 11? Okay, that's a good question, Shaurya. We don't know. 11th standard में क्या criteria होने वाला है? We don't know. Don't worry about it. देख लेंगे. Your target is to pass, just pass, or your target is to get good marks. I don't know. Good marks? Okay, fine. Then don't worry about it. How much of a marks you take, you will get science. Don't worry. Just focus on good marks. That's enough. Tension mat lo. Science ke alawa, even if you take commerce, even if you take computer science, you have a good future. Anyways, you will settle in the future. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Chill and write the exam, students. That's the most important thing. Enjoy the process. Enjoy the pressure. Have a nice time. Yeah, I'll give you all the subject portions. Exam शायद घर में होगा या फिर स्कूल में होगा. If there is a question on that, देख लेते हैं. We will see. We'll wait for that. Any other question? That's it. Chalo, I'll leave you all right now. I'll not take much of your time. It's already 6:15. Ta-da. Bye-bye. Keep smiling, students.
Students, download the app. The app link is there on the chat, and also register for the free mock test which we are going to conduct on 17th of August. The registration form is also there on the chat. Register for the same and you can participate this in the All India. Download the Super Teacher Official app now directly from the Play Store or even from the iOS App Store. The links are there on the chat, using which you can download directly from the Play Store and App Stores. The registration form for the mock test which we are going to conduct on 17th of August is there on the chat. It is bit.ly/CBSE mock test. You just need to click on it and register for the mock test. It's gonna be an all India wide CBSE free mock test that we are conducting. So do ensure you register for the same and you participate in it.